Welcome to the Liquid Courage Podcast presents Never Have I Ever, the podcast where I, Amanda Pereira, sit down with a friend, grab a yummy beverage, and play the infamous drinking game, Never Have I Ever. Each episode features a different friend of mine who works in the arts, and we play Never Have I Ever using prompts from you. We read the prompt out loud like, never have I ever gone skydiving, and if we have, we drink. Feel free to grab your favorite drink and play along with us. If you want to submit a prompt for the show, just click the link in the episode description. Today I'm joined by my friend Tyra Sweet. Tyra is an award-nominated writer, actor, creator, and host based in Toronto. She is best known for her hosting on YTV's The Zone and Kid Food Nation, the show. Tyra has written on shows for Family Junior, CBC Kids, TVOKids, and AppleTV. And most recently, Tyra was an associate producer on the new sci-fi comedy Davey and Jonesie's Locker for Hulu and Prime Canada. So let's play Never Have I Ever with my friend Tyra. I'll start us off with our first prompt. Never have I ever listened to the intro of this episode. Drink. You're so cute. Okay, hi. I don't know why I'm saying hi. We just chatted.
Hi.
As soon as it comes on, I get nervous. There's no reason. Ugh.
You know what?
Anyway, what? Tell me.
Every time I start a new journal, I am terrified of the first page. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. And like almost every first page of every journal that I've ever had is just me talking about how I'm nervous to start this new journal.
Okay, wait, Tyra, but the journal, isn't it just for you?
But I'm like,
okay, so
what
good.
if this is a sentient journal that is judging me?
Yes. Okay. I think this too. Every journal I've ever had, and I'm not great at I'm not very consistent at journaling, but in the times in my life where I have been, whenever I'm writing a journal, I'm writing as if someone's going to read it in the future.
Yeah.
And when I realized other people didn't do that, I'm like, so is nothing for me? Like even this journal writing is not for me. It's for someone else to read. Like I'm explaining who my aunt is, like my mom's sister. And it's like, why am I giving, I give so much context in my journal.
Oh my God, you've just got like pages and pages of like backstory
context.
That you already know.
Of like how, like it's like I'm documenting things in case someone reads it. But it made me think of that when you're saying like you get so nervous on the first page, because if it's just for free flow writing for yourself, what are you nervous about? What is like, I know we're like getting into it already, but what are you nervous about? I'm so curious.
I feel like I'm nervous about, like truly in my head, I'm like, this notebook is judging me. But then I also am nervous. I'm like, what if someone finds this and like reads it? Or like the one that I think about the most is like when someone finds my diaries in like 200 years and they're like reading them back and like being like, oh, what were things like in like 2023 for this person? And then I'm like, I've got to be interesting. They need to know how interesting and great I am.
I know, but okay, I really think that is kind of me too. Of like, if they read, I think for me, it's if they read this, I want to make sure they understand. Like, there's no information missing. I don't even know if it's I want to. No, but I do want to seem like a good person. Like if I'm like, oh, and then I got annoyed. But this is why I got annoyed. Yeah. Okay, so you want them to think you're interesting. Okay, can I ask you, in your everyday life, is that if you like went to a party or you went somewhere and you met people and you walked away from that party and you could have everyone at that party thinking one thing about you, would it be that you're interesting? Like, is that the most important or valuable thing that you'd want people to think about you?
Oh my God. No, I think the more important thing is that I would hope everyone like thought I was nice.
Yeah. I'm the same.
But honestly, then probably interesting after that. Close second.
Yeah. I think. Okay, so if people could either think that you were kind and boring or interesting and mean, what are you choosing?
I think part of me wants to be mean and interesting, but I don't think that like my nervous system could handle knowing that people think that of me. So I think like kind and boring would be the way to go.
But then I would cry about it in my journal. About
1,000%. Oh my God.
I'm so boring. I know. I also want to be the person that's like, oh, mean and interesting. Because then I'm also like, who cares what they think if I think I'm kind?
Yeah,
but I don't
exactly.
know.
And also,
know.
I feel like then it's like people can be like, oh yeah, like they're really mean, but I've got to admit they've got it going on.
They got it. I know. And what would they say otherwise? They're such a drag, but they're nice.
Yeah.
Is that what we want? I guess. I want people to feel taken care of in my presence more than I want them to feel entertained or intrigued. I want them to feel safe. So I guess I want to be kind.
Yeah, 1,000%. But you know what? Thank God you and I are both kind and interesting, and we don't have to pick.
Oh my God. Thank God we don't have to pick. Phew.
I know.
All right.
We're
Remember
really
when I told you
here.
Yeah. Remember when I told you it was just casual conversation? Great. We got into therapy right away. Oh my God. I'm so excited for you to be here with me today, Tyra. What are you drinking? Because I saw a beautiful glass. What are you drinking today?
It's the glass that I had last time we recorded together for Liquid Courage, and this is a rye and ginger. Ta-da!
Oh, great choice.
Yeah,
oh
thank you so much.
Canadian Club rye?
I honestly am not sure because I had to wait for my partner to finish work so that I could be like, where is the whiskey?
Where is the rye?
Yeah. And then he got it out for me and I was like, great, thank you.
Perfect. I only know Canadian Club because I had to buy it for the podcast. So had to Google it. So don't even worry about it. Literally, I only know that the differences, this might be so wrong, between like whiskey, scotch, rye, all of that is just that like rye means it's made in Canada. So I remember Canadian Club.
Really?
That could be so wrong. I will Google it after this and I'll text you so that you don't cite that somewhere. Oh my God, maybe that's interesting. You think people will think that's interesting? Oh my God, are we interesting? Okay, great.
I mean, only if it's true, probably.
Right. But if we're like, oh yeah, I don't want to be, I'm like lying
you
or
can't fake the interesting.
Dumb.
Like,
no, you can't fake. That's not interesting.
That's not interesting. That's just embarrassing.
Just annoying. It's just embarrassing. Oh, I don't want to be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Kind and embarrassing. Oh, cringe.
Yeah. Amanda's just always making up random facts that aren't true.
Yeah, God. That's her quirk. But did you hear she's really nice? Ew, like no one wants to invite that to a party.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, well today I am drinking this beautiful from Flying Monkeys Brewery. So they sent me drinks for Never Have I Ever, which is so fun. And a bunch of them have been like brand new ones. So this is a brand new one that I was like, Tyra gets hot off the press, okay? So it's a hard seltzer. You're so welcome, which is so yummy. It's called Supersonic Puppy Dreams, and it's pineapple, mango, orange creamsicle. And I was like, this is so fun. So yeah, look at all their cans are so great.
That sounds so delicious, and I love the can.
Oh, I'm gonna crack this on the mic, and I'm gonna try not to have a disgusting look on my face. Oh, look how cute we are. Okay, great. That was horrible. Horrible.
It was cute.
My mouth. I kept my mouth cute, but my eyes went wild. All right, so play Never Have I Ever today in this beautiful little woven basket. As I said before we started, I don't know what's in here. People submitted these prompts. People listening and watching, if you want to submit a prompt, check the what is it called? I'm such a bad podcaster. Episode description, check the episode description. There's a link there, and you can do it if you want. With that said, because we don't know what's in here, we can say no to anything because we have the power. Okay, great. And if we've done it, we'll drink. Oh my God, so am I gorgeous and kind? We're just adding all of it as we go.
We've got to put all our adjectives together at the end of this.
All of them. And that's what will be like our obituary. We'll write it out for people. We would produce our own obituary. We'll just plan it out for everybody. I don't want someone
not letting anyone else take care of that, no.
No, I don't want anyone else to have to. That is a nightmare, unless people want to. I wrote when I was like 8, or 11, somewhere between there. I wrote an obituary for my dad, who was still alive and is still alive. But I wanted him to be able to hear it. And I still have it, and wrote at the top age 8 or age 11, because I used to do that instead of the date. I just write my age because, again, people might read this in the future. And I wrote an obituary, and I listed all he was a father, a friend, an uncle, a brother. I just listed everything and then wrote a song at the end. Yeah. It
Whoa.
was intense.
Stop.
Yeah.
There is so
Hold the phone.
there is so much there.
Too much?
What?
I know. Just casually drop that on you. We're like, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote an obituary for my father who was alive and still is. Like,
Yeah.
were you like, what were you going through?
Yeah, okay, so my gut tells me he asked me to write it, but I feel like that might be borderline slander to my dad. Like, I feel like that's rude.
That's a bold claim.
Yeah, and if I'm not fully sure, I don't know if I want to make that claim.
Right.
So I loved writing as a kid, and I also, since I can remember, like, always think about my loved ones dying. So maybe it makes sense. But he was the only one I wrote an obituary for. So I feel like maybe I was like, I want to write one, and maybe he was like, sure, do it. I don't know.
If I were a parent.
Right. Okay. Let's hear this. Yeah.
If I were a parent and my 8-year-old child walked up to me and handed me the obituary that they'd written for me, I would assume that they were possessed and I would be dying soon. Like,
oh, interesting. So you would think that I'm possessed versus I need therapy. Like, you go possessed.
Yeah, because I'm like, I guess I'm kind of like, this is a sign. Like, this child is telling me that soon I will be dead. And,
I see. Oh, I'm like a little psychic. Oh, yeah,
exactly.
I see. I was thinking you thought I was gonna murder him. I see.
No,
I'm
no.
I'm like telling the future.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have loved for you to be my parent, because I also always dreamed of like being a witch. Like, I always wanted to have special power or be an X-Men. Like, I just wanted special powers all the time.
Yeah, me too.
So I would have loved.
Yeah, like any like superheroes. Like, I told people when I was in grade 2 that my family had superpowers, and then
the whole family.
Yeah, the whole family. But then when everyone on the playground would be like, "Then why don't you have a power?" And I was like, "Well, it's because you don't get it until you're 8, and I'm 7." So.
Okay, hold on. First of all, love the like ingenious sort of like narrative that you're weaving there. Secondly, though, the short-term kind of sightedness, because like you will be 8 and likely in the same school. But I love this. Have you seen the show Extraordinary on Disney Plus?
No.
Oh, it's great. Tyra, you would love it. It is a scripted series where I think it's a British show, but it's where in this world everyone has powers, not superpowers, just powers. Like, some people, it's like, oh, they can photocopy things on a Xerox, but like with their mind, or some people have really boring ones. Some people like can see people in color. I don't know. I guess we all see people in color, but like you would be like blue. You know what I mean? Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, some of them are great. Like, some of them can time travel, and then some of them it's like you can move paper clips with your eyes. But the reason I'm bringing it up is that everybody gets their power when they turn 18. So like they basically stole that idea from you when you were 7. Because that was brilliant.
I'm gonna sue.
100%. 100%. Listen, if I say nothing else about you, Tyra, it's that you're kind and you do tend to sue people.
I do tend to sue people, yeah.
So it makes you very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so cute. Wait, what power, like when you were a kid, what power were you like, I really want to have this power?
I definitely wanted to fly. Flying, like, I think that like I had like a real tendency of like wanting to like leave. Or like maybe that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way to say it.
Okay. Fair.
I think like I had like a really big interest in like freedom. You know, like very typical for kids, like freedom and being older and like being able to be on my own, and like flying like was like I guess synonymous to that for me.
Absolutely. That's like ultimate freedom. Just like going. Yeah. Oh, I feel like freedom. I mean, I feel like freedom is a great one. I feel like flying is a great one. God.
My superpower is freedom.
It's freedom. My superpower is I'm free from whatever. Free from the newsletter I didn't mean to subscribe to. Free from public transit. Yeah. Flying. I'm trying to remember what I definitely loved the idea of like being able to read minds, but I wanted to be able to turn it off. Like I didn't want, you know, I had to be able to like
smart.
choose. Yeah. Also, a big one was I wanted to be, well, first of all, like if you could, I'm forgetting the word, but if I can just be like blink and be like, great, now I'm in a different place. What's that called?
Oh, teleporting.
Okay, great. Teleporting would be great. But that was one just because like, I was like, God, it's going to take so long for commuting. But the main one that I always wanted was being able to be, where are my words? I've had 2 sips of Puppy Dog Sonic and I'm fine. Be like transparent, be invisible. I wanted to be invisible.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wanted to be able to like people watch or even like sometimes be at a party but not have to engage but just be there. You know?
That is so you. I like.
Why is that so? To be at a party but not want to engage? Is that what I'm giving off?
No. I mean, not that part, but like, yeah, that's so you. You're so antisocial and like mean and rude.
Yeah. And uninteresting at all parties. Yeah.
It's all bad, unfortunately. No, just
unfortunately.
No, because I feel like you love people watching. Mm-hmm. And like I feel like that's something I know about you is that you're like really interested in people and like and watching them, if you will.
If I may.
Yeah.
Voyeurism. No. But yes, I love, like, as a kid, I remember when we go to, like, the zoo, and I always thought, I wish it was people. Like, not that they would be, but, like, I wish I could watch people just be people. God damn it. That was the stupidest way to ever say that in the world. Oh, my God.
I hope someone prints that, because that's so...
It's not going to go over well.
So funny.
All the time I spent writing in my journal, and now they're not going to know that. They're going to have no context. This is why you have to write it out, you know? Ugh.
Amanda Pereira wants humans in zoos.
It's just the people watching aspect. I love being able, I mean, that's why I love listening to podcasts too, because it's like conversations that otherwise, like intimate conversations that otherwise you wouldn't hear 2 people saying unless you're eavesdropping somewhere. But this is like, podcasts are like listening to other people's conversations and they have consented to you listening. That's what I mean. I'd only want a zoo with consent. Like, I just want to watch people. So I agree with that. So that would be the invisible thing.
I totally understand that.
Yeah. Because at a party, I often feel like if I feel like maybe we talked about this when we went for cocktails at Drake. Did we talk about this? Okay, where you're like in a group talking and you're like, well, you feel the need to be engaged and it takes me out of being present. And I'd like to just be present and just observe.
I know. I feel the same way. Like in a group, I'm like frozen because I'm like stressing myself out so much because I'm like, participate. But there's also
face. I'm like, poor thing in there. Tyra, no.
I know.
I would get in there and be like, Tyra, leave Tyra alone.
Like, I know. She's stressed.
She's stressed. Yeah.
Yeah, she's stressed. But
it's hard.
Like, I don't know, just like in a group, like when there's so much happening, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta keep up and I gotta find room to get stuff in, and it's gotta be something good. Whereas I'm so much like happier in a group to just like be sitting there and like taking it all in and like, you know, maybe like say something every once in a while, but like not put pressure on myself. Whereas like one-on-one, I'm like, no problem. I'm like, there's only one thing to focus on, and I am half of this conversation. So
I am 50% of this interaction.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like though when I'm in a group, I tend to like be like talking a lot, and then I walk away and I wish I spoke less. Like sometimes that's out of the it's like a fight or flight thing and frozen, like if you're freezing, I am being very flighty. Like I'm just flighting in my words, and I walk away thinking of the people who just jumped in every so often, like you, being like, damn, they're interesting. People want more. That was a teaser. They want more. Me, they've read the whole novel. They're good. They don't need anything else, you know?
I totally get what you're saying, but I feel like last time we talked about this, you were saying that like it's because you feel responsible for like
yeah.
making sure that like everyone is okay. It's just like you were saying like a few minutes ago about like wanting everyone to like feel like good and safe around you. So I feel like your like way of doing that is to like make sure that there's like no lull and that everyone is like, yes, we're all part of this. I totally get it.
You know what? Sometimes a lull is healing. Like, and also people don't need me to take care of them. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm also like, nobody asked you to take care of them. And lulls are nice sometimes. I'm going to embrace a lull. You know what I mean? Embrace it.
Absolutely. I think you should embrace a lull. Yeah. And in fact, I think it would be really fun if you made the lull really long.
Okay.
A little too long.
So scared.
What a challenge.
Honestly, that terrifies me. Thinking of being in a conversation and me just like in a group conversation and just letting it go and being like, yeah, people might be freaking out that it's quiet right now and I'm not. You know, in improv when they're like, jump on the grenade, like if no one has an idea, be the one to jump out and look unfunny to the audience to like buy time for everybody else.
Right.
I jump on a lot of social grenades and I'm like, maybe they're not there. Maybe I can just chill, you know?
Totally. And also I feel like in social situations, like there is so much pressure for there not to be awkward silences, but silence is like very normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Come on, people.
Yeah, we're just putting this unnecessary pressure on ourselves. You know what we should do? We should have a get together where we all just sit around and not say anything.
Silently. Great. My nervous system will be on fire and I will love it. Because you know what else, Tyra, I'm realizing? Like, I want everyone to feel safe in that like metaphorical or theoretical circle that we're talking about. But now I'm thinking about, well, if Tyra's there and I want Tyra to feel safe and taken care of, if I'm constantly talking, Tyra's stressing out, how is she ever going to jump in? I'm making it so hard for her to jump in. If I'm just quiet, it allows more space for people. That's also a way of taking care. So I'm excited for this experiment. We should go out. We should invite out a third friend, and you and I should not talk the whole time. And if they don't know what's going on, they didn't listen to this episode. So are they a friend?
Perfect.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
It has to be someone that neither of us want to talk to ever again.
Yeah, because we're going to be like, I don't want to be a part of your experiment. It's so rude.
Your weird friend group.
Yeah, God. All right, well, one time Susan Wasick said that one day Susan Wasick texted me and was like, it's 20 minutes into the episode and you haven't pulled a single prompt. And I keep doing it. It's because having friends on, you want to chat. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick two out and you get to choose which one.
Ooh.
And because like cameras mess up left and right, what am I? Oh, okay, perfect. Would you like the one with the hand with 2 rings or the hand with 1? Oh my God, it's making me burpy. Okay, great.
The hand with 2 rings.
Ah. Fabulous choice, Tyra.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Da, da, da. Okay, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Oh, this one's like such a sweet little baby to start off with. Okay.
Oh my God, perfect.
Never have I ever gotten up early to see a sunrise. Oh my God, my heart.
That is so
this? It's so beautiful.
Sweet. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay, I know you already.
Painter? Okay.
Yeah, truly. Okay,
yes.
I know you already told me the rules, but you drink if you've done it.
This Never Have I Ever needs PR. Like they need a revamp because no one can ever remember. Yeah. So if you've gotten up to see a sunrise, you drink.
Great. Okay. We've seen
Since
sunrises.
This is a podcast and I've decided to do this in a podcast, we both drank.
We
for
both
people
drank.
listening.
Hopefully, maybe I gulped really loud. That could.
Oh, yeah.
That could help.
Try gulping. If you wouldn't mind gulping so the listeners can know what you're
like
drinking.
Put the mic like as close to my neck as possible.
If you could put it in your mouth and then just do a gulping sound, that would be great for us.
Perfect. It's no problem.
That'd be great folly. Okay, do you remember a time when you got... Oh my God, I feel warm and wonderful even just maybe because it's October, but like, do you remember a time when you got up to see a sunrise?
Yes, it was literally in July of this year. Oh. My partner Dan and I went to Montreal for like a little trip for a couple days, and one of the mornings we got up at like 3:30 and we got some city bikes and we biked to the base of Mont-Royal and then climbed up and then watched the sunrise over the city, and it was so gorgeous and amazing. And we made it there like I think sunrise was at like 5:17 or something like that. So
Jesus.
like we really I know.
Oh my, like it was nighttime. That is the middle of the night. quite
Truly.
frankly.
And you know what? When we got up at 3:30, we were like, oh, this is great. Like, we'll hop on our bikes and we'll like ride through the streets of Montreal and it'll be so quiet. And as soon as we got outside, it was bumping. Like, people were on the streets. Oh yeah, they had like just come from like the bars and the clubs. Everyone was like still hanging out, and we were like, oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be so much more serene than this.
No, like, this is how the interesting people live. Like, they go out till
truly
4 a.m. That is wild to me. That anybody would. Well, I guess if you're. Yeah, no. Because you got to sleep in long. Okay, I have a question for you, Tyra. Because we have both been in long-term relationships with our partners for quite some time. Our lovely, lovely partners. And if I don't know, but if I'm hearing my friend, like, they got up and they took city bikes on a vacation and they went up to the top of a hill and to plan to see a sunrise, did any part of you think this might be a proposal?
No. No, it didn't.
I feel like so much I'm feeling like I'm journaling and I need so much context. Also to say, like, I don't need. Wait, also. Wait.
Are you okay?
I'm having a moment where I'm like, are you already engaged? And
No.
I just asked you that? No, you're not. Okay.
No.
Okay, I read too far into the look on your face and I was like, God, I'm a bad friend. I didn't think they were engaged. Okay.
No.
Great.
Okay, here's some context. Okay, first of all, no, I did not think that when we went up for the sunrise. I don't know, it just like didn't really cross my mind, I guess. Fabulous. I was like, oh, this is just part of our trip. And I was right. But I will say...
Nailed it.
I will say, and you probably saw this, Dan and I got like couples photos recently.
Yeah, they were so cute. I did think they were engagement photos at first.
And everyone keeps saying that, and I made sure to post a picture where you could see my left hand, just so like it was really clear.
Oh, man.
But I will say, and I was telling this to my sisters, that like the night before, because we did our photos at like 7 a.m. at Trinity Bellwoods, so that we could do like
loving the early morning outings,
it was for the
Tyra.
Sunrise. Yeah, I guess I did it even more recently.
Yeah. Wow. It's like a common occurrence for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And the night before at like 9 o'clock, I was like, what if Dan proposes? And my nails aren't done. And so I like sprinted to Walmart to get some press-ons, and I put them on so quick. They looked awful. But I was like, you know what? In the photos you can't tell, so it's fine.
No.
But I was just like, just in case.
That's a big thing. Like, that's a thing of like, okay, because there's always this picture of it's so funny to me too that like in couples photos, it sounds like now whether you're doing an engagement photo or a non-engagement photo, you have to show your left hand. Like, that's so wild because like people are going to think that that's the case. And I was asking too, because if I was going on that bike ride, if I did think that my partner was going to propose, it would make me so nervous that like I would be sweating for the sunrise.
Yeah.
But yeah, the nails are a thing. And you know what? Here's my hot take. I think that this like pressure or whatever we're going to call it, that when you get engaged, you need to show the ring. I'm like, do you? If you want to show off the ring, absolutely. But I feel like there's this pressure that you like, oh, show me the ring in like in a judgy way a little bit, like in a way that doesn't feel celebratory all the time.
Yeah, it's true. There's like a culture around it, I feel like, of like what your ring looks like, and it's kind of like icky.
It's a little icky.
I
feel like it's
they're
one
really
of those...
like, let's see how big it is.
Yes, absolutely. And like how big it is, how extravagant, how expensive. It feels like it's like something that was rooted in values that are very outdated, but we haven't really decided to like reflect on them or like turn up that soil a little bit. So we're all just like on autopilot being like, show me your ring. Oh, it's beautiful. Like, what if it's just a plastic band and I'm like, we're still just as engaged and just as happy and just as in love as if it was a 76 carat diamond. And Also, don't get anyone a 76 karat diamond. Like, feed the
It's
world,
too
or
big.
like, it's heavy. Like,
It's heavy.
ew, I don't even know what that would be. It's heavy. Anyway, those photos were beautiful.
Thank
of
you so
two.
much. We
Chef's
were really
kiss.
happy with them. Thank you.
I loved them. I loved them. I'm pretty sure I've gotten up for a sunrise, and I can't think of actually. In my apartment, the balcony faces the lake, and so if I get up and the sun is rising, I can see it like rising above the lake. And one morning I couldn't sleep. I got up, I went out there, and the sun was so bright. It like was a little bit blinding in a wonderful way, and so I didn't quite see the sun yet, but I went to my window and like closed my eyes, and I was like basking it in, thinking I'm getting vitamin D. And then when I finally opened my eyes, I realized it was at that time, it was actually just reflecting off of like the window in a condo building, and it just felt so Toronto. Like, of course this isn't off of a real lake right now. Sometimes it's off of the lake, but at that time I felt so like this is so good for my mental health, and it was just banging right off of a condo window. But I feel like you still get vitamin D from that, so whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
I think that's like, it's like it's like when people used to
I'm
go.
scared.
It's like when people used to go tanning, and they would hold like the aluminum foil or whatever up to their face. That was like you, but like with that condo building.
But that condo building was my aluminum foil, 100%.
Absolutely.
I used to go in the tanning beds, like when I was younger. I used to go in there, absolutely.
Really?
Like, not regularly, but if I knew I was like going on a trip, or if it was like January. And it's kind of wild to think about now. But then Final Destination came out. Spoiler alert. I mean, it's like 70 years old now. But have you ever seen I don't remember if it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many of those there are. But there's
I've
two.
not seen any.
Oh my God, Tyra, I'm going to go on YouTube and send you this scene because it's on there, because it's popped up every so often, where two women are in tanning beds, and then like a wooden plank ends up falling over, because Final Destination, whatever. And they die in there. They get trapped and they die. And I got so nervous that then after that, anytime I went to a tanning bed, I would make friends, my mom. Like, I get fully naked in the tanning bed, and I would have to stick my hand out, and they would have to hold my hand while I tanned. So like my hand wasn't tanned, but the rest of my body was. My naked little body was, and they had to look away. It wasn't fun for them, I'm sure.
You were so determined to get your tan. In your mind,
like, why don't I just stop going?
Yeah, no, in your mind you were like, I will risk death.
Yeah.
To get this
but like
tan.
someone will be here and take care of me, and then it won't. Yeah, and it's such a like fish in a fishbowl thing, because now I'm like, why did I even care? Like, why did I do that? Why did I need to do that? I have no idea. But at the time, it's like friends did that, and that felt normal, and you did it.
Totally. Oh, it's the culture. Like, I remember
wild.
one of my friends, like, when I was like, I feel like she went on a trip when we were like 12 or something, and I remember like her and her mom like getting ready to go on this trip, and I'm pretty sure like they both got like spray tans, and I was like,
wild.
What?
Yeah.
I was like,
weird?
I've never heard of this.
I know.
I'm like,
I never used to get.
I'm so like interested in this like phenomenon of like getting a tan before you go on vacation.
Yes. Okay. So when I would get it before vacation, and I never did spray tans because this was the logic. Before going on vacation, I remember people saying to me, you need to they literally called it a base, because if you go and you don't have a base, you're going to burn. So that's what they would tell me I needed to do before I went on vacation. But I also did this like in January when I was not on vacation, where in my head, it was just this like, everyone says you need to be more tanned.
Right.
Which is like so, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to like hardcore judge it, but it's also so weird, and like your skin is fine exactly how your skin is. Like, everybody, your skin's wonderful. Like,
yeah,
it's weird and not healthy.
No.
But I was doing it either.
I know. It's totally one of those like societal things. I mean, like, to each their own. If people are getting tanned, whatever. But it really is like one of those societal things where like in the West, like we're like, or like in, you know, like European countries and stuff, it's like, oh, you want to be tan, you want to have a little color. Whereas like, you know, like in like my family's from the Philippines, and in the Philippines, you know, like just like in like say India, there's like whitening creams and stuff because if you're tan, it means that you are like lower class because you probably work outside, and so people want to like look lighter so that they look like, you know, wealthier. And it's so bizarre have like they're just these like societal boxes.
It's so contextual, like, or contextual. No, absolutely. And it's fucked up that like as a white person I'm like, oh, I have more tan skin than I am like more beautiful, using my little air quotes, but then like in people who naturally have darker skin, we don't value that. Like it's all fucked up and weird, and it's those things where you look back and you're like, wow, what was normal doesn't feel like it is normal. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember how we got on tanning beds. Oh, sunset? Oh, aluminum foil. Great.
Yes, aluminum foil.
Great
Story. Okay.
So I do feel like, well, first of all, this is what happens when you bring on a friend, because you can just like chat forever. I feel like in an episode I should do at least more than one Never Have I Ever. So I'm going to pull one more for us.
I love it. And it'll be like a quick round.
Yeah, it'll be like, yep, no, drink, great, bye. No, okay, great.
Yeah.
So, okay, perfect. So I'm going to let you choose again. I'm going to pick out two. Okay. Whoops. I dropped it. I'm sorry. Like, we're going to do a quick round and then I just drop it. Okay. 2 rings or 1 ring? Dun, dun, dun.
2 rings. I'm committed to the 2.
I love it. I was like trying to guess in my head. Okay. Ooh, never have I ever done a keg stand. It's so opposite to the sunrise. I mean, it doesn't have to be. You could do it at sunrise.
It is.
I am gulping in my mouth for keg stand.
I'm trying to remember because I have this memory of like maybe doing one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I actually did or if I just like watched someone do one.
Observational learning. You basically almost did.
Yeah.
I only did it at one. It was one of the things where like I wanted to have done it and had that experience, and I was like, great, now that I've done it, don't need to do it. But at my parents' house, they have like a nice backyard, and they used to take, before COVID, they used to like every year go on like a vacation. My parents used to go away somewhere, and I was like, oh, can I have a pool party? I'm like, yeah, sure. So my friends and I were like older. We were like, I don't know, I feel like we were like late 20s, maybe mid 20s. And the first one, we're like, this is so fun. Let's get a keg. And we like bought ourselves, I think it was a little keg, and we wheeled it over. First of all, like we were completely unprepared. It was me and one other friend like trying to pick it up into his trunk and like roll it in the backyard. It was ridiculous. But we did that. And then it ended up being this like annual thing where my friends and I all called it Coachella. So it was like, oh, we're going to do Coachella this year. And my parents always knew. My parents, so sweet. They redid their deck in the back. And my mom told me when they were talking to the like company who was going to do the deck when they were designing it, my mom was like, we need to make sure there's a space that would work for my daughter's keg when she throws Coachella. Because she was like, we can't take away their keg area. But I did do a keg stand on that, but I think it was a smaller keg. Like we didn't get one like at the bars, like the big one.
Right.
So I have a picture where like 4 friends are holding me up because it's this little keg. Like you got to be careful. And I don't have core strength, but it was great. I felt like I was flying. Oh, fully back to like superpowers. Yeah. I was in the air. It's like when you do downward dog for the first time and you're like, sorry, am I alive for the first time? That's what it felt like. So I highly recommend keg stand.
I love that. I feel like my fear of a keg stand would be that like it would like that like because from being upside down that like the beer would shoot out of my nose.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, but there's like a tube and then this little nozzle that has like a little flipper thing for like off and on. Yeah. Or maybe it's just the nozzle and the flip is on the keg. But I hear what you're saying because gravity. But also I feel like it's hard. It's got to go up. I never had it come out my nose. The only time is if you if you take it out of your mouth, you're still upside down, and then like beer comes out of your mouth, it can go in your nose. But if you just keep it in there, and I would be sneaky, they would like count how many like seconds you could do keg stands for, like, and you would be drinking the beer, and I very quickly learned like I can just stop the beer flow with my tongue. So I was just doing it, and I was breathing through my nose and stopping it with my tongue, and everyone was like, whoa! I'm like, yeah, I did it. And no, like I drank like, I don't know, a couple sips. As much as I wanted, and then I was happy to go. But it didn't go in my nose. But I understand the fear. I think if you just keep your mouth fully closed until you like stand up right again. Yeah. You gotta really trust the friends. Like you gotta trust the friends because they gotta understand. Any gymnasts? I am not friends with any gymnasts, but if you are, get them to hold you. You know,
no, I can't say I am, but I might pursue some friendships with gymnasts just for this purpose.
Great. Let's put out a Craigslist just for this. Let's ask for some gymnasts
while I do a keg stand.
Oh my God, Tyra, I would love, if you're ever interested in a keg stand, like I would love to take care of you and help you do a keg stand.
Thank you so much. I will keep that in mind.
Great.
And when the opportunity arises.
Okay, great.
Wait, did you say you'll be silent the whole time?
Yeah, because I'm going to allow space for anyone else to talk. I'm going to be fully silent the whole time. I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to...
Silent keg stand.
Silent. Oh, maybe everyone should be silent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be silent because I'm going to allow for everybody else. And if it's a long, awkward pause while you do your first keg stand, wouldn't that be memorable for your journal?
It really would. And oh my God, I'll be so interesting. People will go, oh my God, what a life she lived. That silent keg stand.
Your memoir will be called The Silent Stand. And that will be the movie that they make, and it'll be great. Okay, so last question then. If they made The Silent Stand and it was a biography of your life, a biopic, the movie, who is playing you in The Silent Stand?
I feel like people have asked me this question before about who would play me, and I still am like trying to figure it out. And I feel like when it comes up, I'm suddenly like, I can't think of any actors.
Anyone. Fair.
Meryl Streep.
Love that. Wow. That's fine. CGI is great because the silent stand is happening. I mean, we'll put makeup on. We can age her younger. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But
yeah.
She'll give a fantastic performance. Who do I think? I'm trying to think like who would play a great Tyra Sweet? Let us know in the comments below. Imagine? No. Calm down.
I would love to know so that I can stop thinking about it.
Know. I hate those kind of questions though, where it's like, I don't know, I get nervous. I can't, those are the kind of questions you can't put someone on the spot, like what I just did to you. Like you can't do that in an interview setting. It's nerve-wracking. I don't have any answers.
How dare you?
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm like with Courage. Sometimes I'll ask people questions and then they'll answer and be like, what about you? Like I asked Sarah Hillier, like, I was just curious. Like she's done so many things. I was like, what does your dream career look like? Like you can do all the things. Like, what does it look like? What would you choose to do? And she answered and then she's like, what about you? And I was like, I haven't thought, I couldn't. I was like, I haven't even thought about it. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know who would play me either. So
yeah, I'll think about it and I'll let you know.
Okay.
We can think about it for each other.
Great. Oh, that's
and that'll
cute.
solve our problems.
Great. Let me know. I'll put it in the intro of this episode if we think of anything.
Love it. Oh my God.
Okay. Love that. Okay, so my last one is Never Have I Ever played Never Have I Ever on a podcast.
Oh my God. No, not me being rude.
No, not at all. I was just excited because it's the first time that like the guest actually understood the assignment when I said that. People were like, no, I haven't. Oh, wait, I guess I have now. I'm like, damn it. I think Rosie understood too, but a couple people didn't.
Oh my God. Me and Rosie, we've got to get together.
Oh, we got to get Rosie over here. We'll get her to pick
Rosie's gonna
who
be
we would both play.
She's going to be our third friend that we're silent around.
Oh, perfect. Oh my God. Let's be silent around. She was a great person to be silent around because I feel like she wouldn't call it out and she would just try and go with it and not quite know what's going on and just fill the space. Rosie's a great one. Yeah.
And then I feel like she would eventually catch on to it kind of being a bit and then like play along.
You know what? And then she would just be silent. Oh, exactly. I can see it. Perfect. All right.
Perfect.
Rosie, we're calling you.
We'll do it.
All right, Tyra, I love you. I'm going to stop this.
I love you.
Where am I? Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Liquid Courage Podcast presents Never Have I Ever. If you liked what you saw and you're looking to support the show, here's a few ways you can help. You can leave the show a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or you can follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Liquid Courage Podcast, or, and best of all, you can tell a friend about the show. Tell a family member, tell a coworker, post about your favorite episode online. Spread the word. That really is the best way to help support the show and help it grow. Did I just rhyme? Okay, until the next episode, cheers!